I'll just leave that on there. Let's look at the damage. Yep, so to me, look at this. This definitely has been, this is the problem you get here. A lot of people, when I was trained with a lot of windscreens in 2003, in my opinion it's the best way to do the glass, bonding the body rather than bonding the glass. Main reason being is, especially along the bottom of windows. Right, where was I? So this fitter has bonded the glass, and you can see they've bonded the glass along the bottom here. If you bond the glass, you can't really go wrong along the top and sides, because it's the same on the bodywork. It's just it's going to go in, how do I explain it? It goes in at the same position. Whereas the bottom, you can see the size of the obscuration band along the bottom. Now, on different vehicles, it's the glue is at different parts, the bodywork is at different parts. Now this one, you can see that the glue, see, I mean, if you were to bond the bodywork here, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Bond the bodywork all the way around where the existing bond line is, and when you lift the glass in, it's obviously going to catch on where it's meant to catch. Whereas if you bond the windscreen and you've not got it in the right position along the bottom, it's not going to catch. It's not going to catch the bodywork. I mean, you've only got about 20mm here to catch. If you're too low, you're going to come along here. I mean, this, what side is this? Right along the driver's side here. Look at that. It's barely, it hasn't bonded. I'm going to take a picture of that. So that's your argument. If you're going to bond the bodywork or bond the glass, this is why I bond the glass. Sorry, the bodywork. It's terrible. You can't get better than a shit fit fitter. If you're insistent on bonding the glass, you really need to measure this up on the old glass. If you're fitting a window and you're taking the old glass out and you're fitting a new window, you really need to measure exactly where the bond line goes along the bottom. Well, this will happen. Right, enough chitter chatter. Let's cut this glue back. Saying that, if the windscreen had been fitted properly in the first place, as in high enough up, it maybe would have caught on the bodywork. So I'm just cutting this glue back to the glass here. I'm going to just be gentle when I'm cutting through here. I don't cut the electric ribbon connection. Right, let's get on with this job. Pesky customers phoning me. Joking, wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have customers phoning me. Again, just be really careful cutting through this. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of bond left on the glass, because you're going to reactivate it with the primer anyway. Right, onto the bodywork now. Just cut this back. Just being careful not to cut these little plastic clips off the A-pillar trims. Who's just breaking away, man? I wouldn't advise cutting towards yourself, that's why I moved to the side. Man, a lot of glue on this. Terrible. You can see where the old bond line is, the original bond line up here, and then the new bond lines are way down here. Good mess. It's the bond cut back. I'll just give it a crap a brush off. Get rid of any dust, dirt. It's amazing what gets caught between the glass. Just over time. This is quite a fairly new car as well. I'll give that a clean up at the end. So the customer will be happy I've managed to save the windscreen for them. Although it wouldn't really matter, I think they would just add the cost onto the price of the car when they're selling it. So I'll just get the cleaner and just go around the edge of the glass, just to clean any residue off the old bond line. I'll just do the same on the bodywork. And I'll just put this on both surfaces again. I'm going to follow the old bond line. No, the old bond line, the original bond line I should say, not the bond line that was used last. A bit of a mess. A wee bit extra into the bottom here. Can't go wrong. So you can see this is where the bond should go on the bodywork. Right along here. I'm going to paint up this because it's right along here, up here, no down there. Just get the primer right in there. Don't be shy with the primer. Just trying to keep it as straight as possible. It's not perfect, but I'll just have the bead slightly facing inwards, so when I lift the window in, it's not going to overspill on the outside because it's a trimless glass along the top. But it's trimless glass, there's no trim along the top. It's just nice and easy down the side and along the original bond line. Just double it up a little bit at the end there, join that up. As I say, just tilt the bead to the inside a little bit. Just touch the joins up, just to make sure there's no gaps. couple of bits of tape on it just to make sure it's up high enough. Just going to apply this other part here. This stops the left hand side of the window when I'm laying it in. It stops it just falling straight into the glue. This will lay on the roof, as you'll see in a minute. So just a reversal of taking the window out basically. Just going to put the glass on this little runner here, push it along, and I just use this left hand side as guidance. You see how on that side it stopped going down? Now I just lift that in, and before I took it out I know what gap I should be having on either side and at the top, so I'm just going to set it about there. I've got about a 2 or 3 millimetre gap at the side between the trim and the glass, and the same along the top, so I'm just going to gently push that in, stick the tape on it, go to the other side and just disconnect the quick set tool, and just lift that off, and I'm just going to do the same there. Just gently push that in, just check it, 2 or 3 millimetres, put that there. Got a bit of movement on it still, so I'm just going to disconnect all the tool first, then I'll adjust it accordingly. Just hold that glass there, pop that off, and just let that fall in. Because there's a VIN number cut out here, I want to line that up. I want to centre it with the VIN cut out, with the VIN plate is centred like so. Gently push that in at the top there. Just gently push it in the sides. So what I go there, I'm going to drop it at this side a little bit, and that'll straighten it up. You can see the gap here is a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to push it over. That's it. I'm happy with that. Just gently push it in all the way around. So that's the windscreen in. It's a case of building everything back up again. Just a reversal of what I done at the start of the job. I'll build the exterior up first, leave the interior rear view mirror and camera and stuff till the end. I'm just got to put a bit of glass cleaner on this bottom trim there so the scuttle pushes in. Just line that up, just make sure that's centred in there. Just push that into the trim all the way along. That's that. Well, plastic locator clips in here. There we go. Yep. There we go. Yep. There we go. There. Come into the channel at the side there. Just make sure this bit goes in first. Pops in the scuttle at the bottom. And we can just wangle that in there. Put that in there. Gently push the side trims back into the channels. Making sure you put them on the right sides. Obviously this one's, you can't go wrong, it's got a small one on the passenger side. You see that little cutout in the glass there, that's where the wipers are meant to go. I'll put that there, that lines up with that. And then I'll just line this one up. There's a wee cutout there, but I can also line it up with this bit with that bit. Put the nuts back on. And just hand tight. There's a spindle that it tights onto, so you don't need to get it too tight. Last but not least, nut covers. Stop the nuts from rusting over time. So I don't know what the viewing from the camera is like. I done a video the other day and it was really quite dark watching it back. There's not much I can do about that, fortunately. So just pop that camera back into position, ready for the calibration. I'll just pop the rain sensor connection back in. Right, I'll just connect this back in here. And twist that back on. I should be able to do this with my hands. I'm not very tight on the Fords. This just pops back in. These 4 clips go back into here, here, 2 on the other side. Just need to make sure I line it up properly. That's it. And then this one just pops in like this. Just make sure I get the bottom. And that's it. Just reconnect these up. Tuck that back under there. Give me this one. Hopefully just pop this trim back in place. Pop that in there. Pop that in there. Final piece of the jigsaw. Get that down in there. All good. Just recenter this rear view mirror. Start the engine. I'm going to put the heated screen on. No. Just test the heating elements fine, and I'll check that the rain sensor's working okay. I've just got to spray the rain sensor and the wiper should come on. That's how a rain sensor works. I'm not got to go into the science of it, but when moisture hits this little pad here on the glass, it detects the moisture putting the windscreen on. Putting the wipers on. It'd be quite hard to test this heated screen because the sun's shining straight on it. You can usually test if the screen's working. The heated screen, just to test it, it's working okay. You put your hand on there, you can see you probably can't see with the camera, but there's hundreds of little squiggly lines through the glass, and that's what heats up the glass. You put your hand on it and take the temperature. There's no squiggly lines, there's no heated element for about the first 2 inches of this screen. So if you put your hand on the edge there, it should be colder than the heating part of it, and that's usually how I test it anyway. It's quite hard on a warm day when the whole screen's hot, but I can tell that the temperature on the heated element part is hotter than the sides. So I'm happy with that. Just got to leave that tape on the glass for a little while. Just tell the customer to take it off in half an hour. That'll be ready to drive in just under an hour's time. That's it, job done. Thanks very much for watching.